Hello, check this out. Is this not one of the coolest maps you've ever seen on Farming Simulator 25? Owendale-Gagetown High School is right behind me, and every morning these school buses line up here and every afternoon to pick the kids up. It's the coolest thing ever, because on the other maps that I've played, school buses run all hours of the day, including midnight, 1 o'clock, which is kind of silly. But this is cool. Look at this thing. It's so realistic. We'll take another view of that in a minute. Let's go check out our farm. Okay, we're just east of the school down there, the high school. By the way, there's a field right here. Isn't this cool? Football field right next to the high school with some bleachers. And our farm is right next to that, right over here. Check this out. Isn't this cool? All right, for some reason you have two vehicles. You got the Skoda SUV, and you also have the old International pickup, which is kind of neat. Some farmers might do that. This is going to be the wife's car. But this is really neat. It's got some cool points. The house you've seen in some other places. Let's check out some of the equipment here. You got a Case 400. This thing's got 435 horsepower. You got a pretty good bit of equipment. And you got this deal to put beside your field to dump some stuff in. You got the Case 7150, kind of middle of the road harvester. That's a pretty good harvester. Now it does have, this is a 7.5, if I remember right, header, and you can put an 8.5 on there. So I would upgrade that right away. It makes things go a lot quicker. Now here's a word of caution. This is not your silo. You do not have a silo. This is a grain dryer. Okay, so you have to purchase that, and it's not cheap. It's $300,000. So you might want to do that right away, because you have quite a bit of stuff you can dump in there for profit. We'll look at the fields here in just a second. You got a pretty good Quonset hut here for storage. Get something long in there. Okay, you got a liquid fertilizer container. There's nothing in it, but you can put some stuff in there. Holds quite a bit, and you'll see why you have that. You have a small corn header that goes with that harvester. This one is a 6-meter one. They make a 9-meter one, so you might want to upgrade both of those headers. You have a fuel tank here, 10,000 liters. There's nothing in there. Okay, you got these barns. I traded some of this out for some like Midwest type stuff. By the way, this map is Owendale, Michigan, and it's coming. They just pulled it from the mod hub because it's coming out on console. They got to do some changes on it for that. Okay, you got this very large seeder, which is pretty cool. The Kinsey, and that holds liquid fertilizer. Now, they do some things to confuse you here, because this is hooked to this tractor. And this tractor has 302 horsepower, but you need like 350 for that. So that's misleading. And this tractor is hooked to this, your cultivator. Okay, it's a disc harrow actually. And you have enough horsepower, but you need the weight on the front. Okay, so I tried to pull this thing and it wouldn't pull that. The front end came off the ground. I couldn't turn. So you're going to need to go to the shop first, put the weight on there before you try to pull that. Doesn't work without it. Okay, you got a couple of trucks here. You got an International, like a small flatbed here, and it has a fuel tank, and the fuel tank has 3,750 liters of fuel in there, so that kind of gets you started on fuel. You got this Mack semi truck with a flatbed for hauling equipment, and it has a Kubota on there with a bucket. I'm not really quite sure what that's for. Okay, over here you have a pretty good sized plow. And another truck. This is a TriStar with only 400 horsepower, but it's got that pretty big Load King trailer on the back. Okay, you might want to sell some of this and swap around some equipment. I did a little bit. And you got some storage here. Okay, let me show you your fields. Okay, this is what you own right here. This field is almost 25 acres, and it's full of wheat, and it's ready to harvest. So you got a pretty nice field there. Then over here you got 41.5 acres of barley. So you have a lot of grain to put into your grain dryer there. You just need to buy that. So I would take out a loan buy that grain dryer, and that'll get you going there, because you get a lot more from selling the dried grain. Now you do have to put propane in there. Okay, let's just look. So barley there, the optimum time of the year is 1136, and it's right now selling for 760. Okay, let's look at dried barley. Okay, dried barley right now is selling for 1093, and it's selling for 1633 in January. So there is a propane cost involved, but you come out, I did a little math on that, and you come out by buying this thing and putting some propane in there. You can get a propane tank if you go to the menu here where your regular tanks are, right here under animals, and the ones down here are modded for the map, and they hold propane. Okay, this one and this one. This one you pull with a semi. Now keep in mind, to fill this up, it's about $24,000 for this one, the little one. This one is more. So start with this one, and that'll get you rolling to start with on what you have, and till you get some more crops going, buy another field or two. You have a trailer here for your header. Let's look at productions on the map. Okay, you don't own any, but you do have the grain dryer that you can purchase that you want to get. You have a bakery, a carpentry, a grain mill, the dairy, a sawmill, spinnery, sugar mill, and a tailor shop. And you have some farms that you can get and that you might want to do right off. I did, because you can spread your equipment out a little bit. Okay, look at this one as an example. You can buy this farm for $14,000. Look at this. For $14,000, you get a workshop, trigger for maintenance there. This very large storage shed. Very nice. This is a hidden gem here on this map. Look at that. Got another storage shed there, Quonset hut. You got some storage over here, and you got these Meridian silos. Not a big fan of these, but it does come with it, and you could put some extra stuff in there. But your other silo is pretty big. Well, your grain dryer. Now your grain dryer, it's only going to hold grain type products such as barley, canola, corn, oats, sorghum, soybeans, sunflower, and wheat. Okay, so it holds a lot of stuff. But if you had something besides that you want to grow, you could always get, put it in here. You do get another house by purchasing this for 14 grand. All right, let me show you another little parcel on here. And these are close to your farm. So what I ended up doing is I purchased this field here later anyway, and I had a lot of equipment stored right here. It would work on this, and I have more equipment down here that would work on this. And then another one you can get is over here. And this is only $5,300. Look at this. And you get some more fuel storage. You get 2 more Meridian silos. You get another liquid fertilizer tank. You get a big storage building. Look at that. You get another storage building for $5,300. Okay, this is a bargain too. And this has a workshop. Look at that. We've seen these before. This is like the one on Alma. So this is really, really cool for the money. You can add these in there, and it's easy to expand some storage for your farm. Let's go take a look around. Okay, so here's that little farm you could get there for $5,300. What a bargain. So let's go back to your farm here. Here's your 2 fields. They're pretty large. You got a lot of land there to start with. And you own this area in here. Look at this cool football field and a baseball field. That is so cool. Look at that. This is a very nice looking map. Baseball field over here with a stadium. Look at that. Redford Park. You can see the school buses here. Now, since it's not 8 in the morning anymore, they're gone from in front of the school, and they're parked over there in storage. And other ones are at the people's houses, I guess, that drive a bus. And then around 1500, they'll show back up in the street and pick up the kids. That's so cool. Look at this. Owendale-Gagetown High School. Lockers 8 to 1 p.m. Really cool. having a flashback to my high school days. Got a little basketball court over here, a pavilion. Very nicely done. This is a shop, by the way. It's convenient and close to your farm, which is right over there. And your equipment's going to show up around here, and this is where you get it worked on. Over here is where you're going to get propane. And they also have a lime station right there where you can pick up lime. Okay, you got the lumber company over here. Okay, you got the dairy over here, and you'll see these little ice cream trucks going around down the road, which is kind of cool from the dairy. It's just a nice touch, along with the school buses there. Add some realism. You got your little neighborhood here with houses. There's a bowling alley right here. Your warehouse if you want to do some constructibles. Cool looking little cafe restaurant there. And everywhere you go, there's like people milling around, so it makes it look somewhat real. You have a nice post office here, and this is cool because it has like the mail trucks parked in the parking lot. United States Post Office. How cool is that? Yeah, you got the hardware store. You got the volunteer fire department there. Kind of cool. The spinnery. A little church. Isn't that cool? Got a little church here. You can go to church. The bakery. Has a nice touch. Very, very nice look. You got the animal pen over here. Central Cafe. Very nicely done. You got the old grain mill there. Farmer's market. Point of sale. Sugar mill. Gas station. Your grain elevator. Point of sale. And there you go. Very nicely done. Very nice map. Just hard to beat this area right here. I mean, it looks like a little town. And there's some historical significance to this map. I guess in 1896 it was a logging town, but that kind of died out and it became agricultural and became farmland. And it's modeled after the real town under a different name. But there you go, Owendale-Gagetown High School. That's so cool. Very nice look. This looks like, you know, a town in America. And Friday night you come over here and watch a football game. Or a baseball game. Pretty cool. All right, that's all I got. Share this with your farming buddies. Like I say, it's coming out on console. You'll be able to see it real soon. Great map. I've been playing it. Really cool. And I am Farmer Teacher. I'll see you on the next go round. Bye-bye.